YouTube. Hi. How the heck are you? It's been a year already, hasn't it? Oh, wait, no. I saw y'all last week. But I'm Taylor. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. One of these days, I will point the right direction first. I promise you. This is Patrick. He's a real titan of the industry. Get it, Patrick?
Yeah. I see what you did there.
Yeah. I know. It's clever, right? And we're going to talk comic cleaning, pressing, grading, all that fun shit while we drink, because this is not a topic to go into lightly or to go into sober.
So. No, not at all.
Yeah. How you doing today, Patrick? You having a good day?
I'm doing all right. And I will say for you and anyone else out there, though I do like drinking while talking comics, I do not press comics while drunk.
Okay.
Just
that's good.
Just to ease any concerns that you may have.
I definitely mail out comics while having beverages. So
well, that's the only way to mail out comics. Yeah.
Happy Fat Tuesday, or as I like to call it, Tuesday.
like you need a reason.
You know your theory, Rob. Is slab it all. Anyways, I'm going to say hi to the chat real quick, and then we can dive on into this. So, Las Crucias, if you're still around, cheers, sir. Adrian, welcome. Slotty, welcome. Rob, your comic hunter. Fat Tuesday fun indeed. Amazing, Jesse. What is up? Fergie, how are you? And yeah, did I get everybody? I think so. We got 5 whole people watching. That's a good start. So
8 by my count.
Oh, okay, yeah. It just jumped up. So slab it, yeah. But you also use PGX, Rob, so you can't be trusted. Like, all right. So the reason I asked Patrick on is because I have never ever sent anything in to get pressed, cleaned, or graded. I've bought things that have been pressed, cleaned, and graded, but I've just never done it myself. And I've got folks, including a couple of friends, that are like, "Oh, just send it right into CGC. They have their own pressing and cleaning and blah 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 service." But from what I've also heard, you end up like with pubic hair back in your slabs then, and it takes like 6 to 8 months, and that just seems stupid. So I'd rather use somebody that's not churning through millions of books and not, having go at such a high volume that can actually maybe pay a little more attention. And that's sort of my thoughts.
I only put my pubic hair on it if you ask.
Yes. What about the facial pubes? Would those work? Can you at least rub it down like a dry rub with your beard?
There's a price for everything.
All right. I'm willing to pay. One shot, welcome. Average will, welcome. So, okay. Now, there's 2 big companies, right? There's CGC and CBCS, and CGC is the big dog. Like they've been around longer, and like CBCS, well, they broke off and started because of CGC. Is that kind of
it was someone who worked at CGC broke off and started CBCS. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And for a long time, like if you send it to CBCS, and you're trying to resell it, you'd get less money, right? Is that it sort of still the case, you think, or is it kind of evening out?
It's getting better.
Okay.
I think CBCS is starting to get the better reputation. And it's one of those things where I think it has to be the people that sort of push that.
Sure.
Because the people who are selling, they're going to go with whatever's making more money, right? Yeah. Personal opinion aside, I personally like CBCS more. If I did a lot of slab selling, I'd almost have to go CGC because they make more.
Yeah.
So us as people, if we start realizing that they're at least equal, if not CBCS is better, then that will drive the market.
Oh, Legion likes your deck behind you, the Morbius, the Iron Man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Watch my last video to see your CGC issues. I will, Fergie. Everybody go sub each other up too. I'm not going to, everyone in here, I think, pretty much has a channel. So just listen, subscribe to everybody. All right. So I'm going to go through some books, and I'm like, we're going to probably, the topics are probably going to wander all over the place because I don't have this is my outline. It's blank. So we'll probably cover stuff. If you guys have questions, ask them in the chat, please, and we'll get it sorted. I'm going to start. Here are let's see. I think I have it split into modern and then bronze. And so, chat, play along too, and let me know whether or not you think I should get these slabbed. Some of these are probably going to be for resale, so I probably would then do CGC. And I have a question for you as well. Like, if you're sending in, like, the CBCS do pre-screening for a certain grade, or is that a CGC thing only?
Here we're getting into it already.
Yeah.
CBCS will pre-screen anything for any amount without any minimum.
Okay, so that seems nice.
It is nice. It's very nice.
Do they charge the same amount? Like, I know there's like a $5 fee if it gets rejected, right, by CGC.
Right. So I mean, in that case, you're paying for the grading, but you're not paying for the slab.
Sure.
Right. Okay. So and they're both the same. It's if it doesn't pass grading, you pay $5.
Okay.
But
there's no minimum order for CBCS for that. What? Okay. Back up further then. What does a modern book cost, like at CGC versus CBCS, without pressing and cleaning? Like, what are the base costs if you're not doing, if you know it? I mean, it's
I know my prices off the top of my head because you can be like membership. You gotta have a membership.
Well, just do your prices, and we can all. Okay. And then that's all you got to do.
So CGC is $18. CBCS is $16. That's so if you have like a membership, those are the prices.
That's to get it graded. No shipping or anything else, right?
That's just the grading.
Okay. And then what you said, you like, we talked a little bit before we went live. You have like a different price tiers for different things, right? So, like, if you were just pressing a book, what do you charge?
If I'm just pressing a book, if it's a modern book, it's $10.
Okay. Wow. And no matter, like, modern is anything from like 86 on, you do the same, like
75.
Oh, it's okay. So you do anything from 75 on, it's $10.
Yeah, guys, that's what the grading companies consider modern, is 75.
Oh, okay.
So
really? It doesn't go like silver, bronze, like they don't use the same. See,
nope. 75.
Again, this is why I'm having Patrick on, because I didn't realize that, and so I am stupid. Cheers to that. Not stupid, ignorant.
It's counterintuitive, right? There are these sort of well-defined ages, like, I don't know.
Let's see here. CBCS is whack, according to the amazing Jesse. The holders of CBCS are stronger, according to Legion. The label is weak sauce, according to Legion. Slotty says he likes the CBCS as a signature verification process.
Yes.
And Silver Age, we're gonna get to Silver Age. I got a couple of those coming up. So yeah, that's one of the other differentiators, right? You can send in something that was not signed in front of a CGCS witness to CBCS, and they will verify it.
Yeah.
And they charge for that, I'm assuming, too, right? That's like,
that's $25 a signature.
Now, is it just for bigger name people? Because, like, how well? I mean, it seems like you could just forge the shit out of some stuff otherwise.
No, actually, this will be interesting. So I had this conversation with my rep, and we'll see what the results are. But Max, my friend Max, she did a sketch and signed on a blank cover.
Nice. And
they have a form that you can fill out for lesser known artists, and if the artist fills that out and you send it in with it, they'll verify it.
Was that her lovely Spider-Man pose where, like, the long neck?
No, it was not. It was not that. I don't remember what the book was. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, it's not just big names. If it's someone they don't know about, you can provide.
Okay, gotcha.
Documentation.
And I guess they probably have a pretty extensive list already, but like
they're used to it, right? Because their signature verifications backed by Beckett. Like, they've been in the industry for.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. Yeah. All right. And turnaround time is, like, I know CGC can be a nightmare, right? They like, or are they bad for you as well? Like, because you sent in a bunch. You said you just sent in 150. Like, I know somebody else sent one in August, and it took them like 180 days.
I had a customer ask me today, like, what do you expect turnaround time to be on something I just sent in? Right now, I have no idea, because they're so backed up. I have stuff I sent in for one customer that it was delivered to CGC 2 months ago, and they haven't touched it yet. Like, they haven't touched it.
Wow.
They've marked it as delivered. They haven't even started processing it yet. So they are way, way behind. So, and I have I think 4 or 5 orders at CBCS right now, and they're behind as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's this whole collector's boom that's going on right now.
Yeah. And
they're getting slammed.
Antsiness and
So I can't really say.
Well, here are my moderns that I'm sort of thinking of. Probably not in any kind of order. I'll tell you what I'm thinking. My thoughts are behind them. Also, you said okay. There are different tiers, right? Value versus economy, or I don't know what they're all called, but like
different tiers based upon age and value.
Okay, so up to $200 is one tier.
Well, we're talking CBCS or CGC.
Oh Jesus! Okay, so it's different. All right.
I think CGC's cutoff is 200 and CBCS's is 250.
Okay.
Or the other way around.
All right. Wow. Well, and does the price go up astronomically from there? Like, or is it just?
No, it's not huge.
Okay. Because like my thought process, and this is kind of just how I think about it, is like if I'm not going to probably get anything slabbed that's got a value of less than 200, it's just not. I don't see the point of it. You know, like if I'm slabbing something, it's to protect something of greater value. So that's kind of why.
Well, I mean, if you're going to resell it, like yeah. I sent in some $5 books to get slabbed because the cost of the book is like, say I paid $5 for it. The cost of the slab is, let's round it to 25, but I can sell it for 50.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good point. I just also, I don't have the, well, maybe down the line, my thoughts on that will change and I'll do that. But this is, some of these are staking my personal collection and stuff too. And I'm also trying to get the most bang for my buck right now, basically.
Sure. Yeah.
So
everyone collects differently. Like,
yeah,
I sent in something to be graded that is absolutely worthless. And I'd only just recently read the book, but I thought it was so fun and the cover was so beautiful. I decided to send it in. I'm going to lose money on it. I don't care.
What book?
Stalker #1.
I don't think I know that one.
Yeah, no one does.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, here's my modern-ish. Okay, some of the others are going to fall into the modern category now too because I have them split according to what I thought was modern and bronze. But like, anyways, audience members, play along here. We got 22 people watching. This is the sand variant, the 1 in 25 High Republic #1. It's going to need a press because you can see, like, if you see in the light, it's wavy as all hell, right? Like, and this is like every Marvel book ever, I think, does this, and maybe other companies do too. I just notice it more on Marvel.
Marvel's a bigger offender for sure.
My pro for sending this in is it's a spec book, and first appearance, it's High Republic and all that. My con is it's an ugly ass cover. It's a variant cover, but like this would be a flip because it's of the #1s. I hate this cover. It's just there's nothing to it that like strikes me as like anything worth keeping. So let me know what you think of that one. Now this one, it's kind of the opposite. It's the 2011 Bendis and Malieve Moon Knight series, the second print. A variant of a second print.
That's a sexy cover, though.
It is a sexy, and so I like this would be a cover print because I dig Moon Knight, as y'all know, and like it's a sexy Moon Knight cover. So again, just let me know in the chat what your thoughts are. Oh, and then
well, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. It's also the Virgin variant, so like it's a limited variant. It's all that. It's going to need a press. I've never taken it out of the plastic. I don't see any spine ticks on it at all. So I don't know if there's color rub. I've not looked at the back at all. But, if I could get this at a 9.8, I think they would definitely pay for itself in like 2 seconds.
Oh, yes.
This one I'm torn on because it's hot right now, but I think it has some of the same issues as the ASM 55. I don't know if it'll hold value by the time I get it back.
That's always a concern, and especially with the lag times that they're
yeah. I mean, I like this cover. I like this cover better than the ASM cover, but there's nothing special about this issue. There's nothing special about the ASM really either, other than the cover. But anyways, that what else we got?
But people are super into variants, so I mean,
yeah. Okay. Now. This one I'm going to send you for sure. I don't know if you can see, but like it's still polybagged. So I'd have to have you take it out of the bag, right? You don't grade it in the bag.
Yeah. I would probably have you just take it out of the bag.
Yeah, I can do that. I mean, that's fine. Do you see down the middle there?
I do.
Yeah. Is that I've heard that's kind of common on this book, and I don't know if it's fully pressable. I don't think it breaks color.
Color.
Yeah. But other than that, it's a crispy book. So I mean, even if I get this in a 9.6, it's worth doing. But like, if I get this in a 9.8, it's definitely
then it's definitely worth doing. Yes.
Yeah. So, all right, and this one, again, audience, just let me know. I'm like, I'll read after I get through the stack, and like, if anyone, you guys, this is the first appearance of Gore the God Butcher in this one. And I'm a big Thor fan as well, so I'll probably do this one just because I like Thor. And actually, this is a fun read too. The Jason Aaron one on this is just fun.
Well, it's a great cover with like
that too.
Thor in the background there. Like,
this one I've not read, and it does have a couple non-color breaking ticks, and like I don't know, doesn't matter. Well, I guess it doesn't. Hang on. I mean, see right by the hilt of the sword, straight there. There's one. Now, how easy is it to press things along that spine there? Like that seems like it'd be the hardest place to press something out, but is it not that bad?
No, it just gets pressed in the overall process.
Okay, all right.
I mean, sometimes deeper ones they need like to be pressed a couple times, but
gotcha. It's a dry process, right? You don't add humidity ever or anything, or is it all?
Not to modern books.
Okay, gotcha. All right. See. Remember when you told me there was no stupid questions, Patrick? Boy, you're gonna be biting your tongue on that one.
No, it's not. I said that more as in like people out there who are starting to do pressing, don't do that to modern books.
Yeah,
like,
all right, don't do it to modern books, guys.
Older books, I'll add humidity to, especially if I'm doing like some severe like spine readjustment or stuff like that. But modern books, they do not take well to moisture.
Fair enough. And honestly, I know this is a key, but I don't know what. Why it's a key.
I couldn't tell you.
It's some kind of spec. Adrian might know. He knows. He's up on the Star Wars knowledge. So if you guys know why this is a key, let me know. I know it's first appearance of somebody that might be in some Star Wars something other. This one I do know.
Sure.
And so I'll probably send this one in as well. Again, it's going to need stuff. But like of these, Cad Bane. Okay, there we go. Thanks, Rob. And then this is the last of what I was going to call modern. It's not going to probably hit a 9.8, I don't think. It's got a couple color breaking ticks. And let's see if I can. You can sort of see along.
Yeah.
I got the bad glare from my overhead light. I got bad lighting for this. But anyways, it's got a couple color breaking ticks. However, even if this thing hits like in a 9.4 or 9.6, the reason I'm sending it in is because it's a newsstand and it's a first appearance and it's first Red Hulk on the CGC census of the newsstand of this.
Yeah,
there are only 16 total of any grade, of any grade. So,
yeah, that might be worth it.
Yeah, I think this one. There's one 9.8 up on, and it's been up forever on eBay, but they're asking $10,000 for it. I mean, yeah, they're not going to get it, but if they can help me drive up the market for this thing,
right.
So, what do you guys think of that list? Of the ones in no case. Okay, Comic Book Human asks, to be clear, in no case should I keep my Ultimate Follow 4 polybagged. I don't know. I heard the bags are bad for the books.
Yeah, I understand it's tough for me to take stuff out of a polybag because I like the polybag because it's more of its original form.
Sure.
And as time goes on, there's only going to be less of them in polybag.
Yeah, that's true.
But if it's bad for the book, it's bad for the book.
Yeah, and also like Ultimate Follow 4 is not that rare a book. I mean, there's a boatload of them out there, and I'm a dirty whore. Like if I could cash flip that at the right point, I don't have an emotional attachment to Miles Morales. Like, it's just not. It was not for my childhood. I agree he's a major character, and I agree it's a key, obviously, but like, it's just not a key I love, honestly. So it's like, if I can flip that and use that to buy like a part of a Journey into Mystery 83, I'm going to do it. So
sure, yeah.
But
I'm the same. I never got into like Peter Parker's just always been my Spider-Man.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, here's the white guys, right? Okay. Bad joke. But like, I just meant. What I meant is like every key ever up until like the thousands was pretty much all just white dudes written by white dudes for white dudes. There was no representation at all. And
yeah.
Or if there was representation, they had to throw the word black in the name, which is
right.
Awful. Like
right. Your Black Lightnings and your
yeah. Or brother.
Just so you know.
Yeah. So 680 Shutterduck. I don't think so with this Hulk because there's just not that many out here. I don't think there's that many like Hulk #1 newsstands that are like found. I could be wrong, but
not totally like just beat up from being manhandled by a newsstand.
Yeah, Miguel O'Hara. Yes, I know you like Spider-Man 2099, Rob, and I like that costume actually better than Miles Morales' costume. But yeah, I'll take that. I will take this out. So again, of that list, if I had to weed any out, I'm not sure. It would probably be for now. I'll probably weed this out because it's just ugly.
As far as flipping goes, like that's probably a good one to.
Yeah, you're right. I could probably pay for the rest of the shit by flipping it.
Like whether or not what you think of the cover of how it looks.
Good point.
Because book.
Yeah, good point. Because the ones my preference is going to be. Well, let's see. This is just here's my preference versus what probably my preference is this stack. So this is if I had to whittle it down, it'd be these books.
So you whittle it down to the most valuable ones.
Yeah, and then I love that damn cover, and
that's so good.
But I might be able to use these to pay for the rest of them.
Very well could.
And so it's a good point because I'm like I said, I'm a dirty whore and I don't have any emotional attachment to any of this shit. So I mean, any of this stack. So yeah, all right. That's the
only one I would be concerned about is the Strange Academy, like you said.
Yeah, that one's probably a
kind of cooling off a little bit.
Yeah, I probably would skip that one for now, and I'll even the other ones. But all right, and so we've got some others here, and some of these are nostalgia buys, and some of that, and so you said Modern goes back to 75.
Yes.
Okay, as far as their pricing scale is concerned.
Yeah.
This one. And now we're starting to talk as far as cleaning goes and stuff. Like you can clean out quite a bit, right? Like stains and stuff, or you can make it less noticeable, right? Now, do you ever clean interiors, or is it just an exterior kind of cleaning?
Exterior.
Okay. See, like this book,
Yeah.
It's pretty dirty, but it's also got, I think, like a pure rub. You're not gonna be able to do much with, is my guess.
I mean, it's kind of hard to tell on camera.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and I mean, I will send these over to you and we'll talk and whatever. Yeah. But what
I think it is, it's probably cleanable.
Okay. What do you charge for a cleaning?
It depends on the book.
Okay, so that's a book.
So when I do a press, I'll do like a basic surface cleaning for free if it needs it, which is it's pretty light. But getting stuff like that out is that's actually, to be honest, that's where the real art is.
Sure. And that's
getting that, and that's what takes the time and the resources and all that. Generally speaking, it's usually $5 to $10.
Okay. I mean, that seems.
I've charged someone $15 before because the book was just absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
And just it's just how much work I think I'm going to have to put into it to get it there.
Sure. Well, this one, now that I have it out, it's one of my personal favorites. First Howard the Duck, but it's also not. It's probably. I mean, it's not white pages by any means, but and it definitely could use a press. But what it does have going for it.
Ah, wow.
Yeah. So I mean, and I got this in somebody had this valued at 75 in a mystery box. I think I think this has some room to grow.
Yeah.
And I just dig the character. So that's probably
Mark Mueller.
But I think this would fall back into, I can't remember what year this came out, honestly. Is this 73?
That's
77.
I think that's later. Well,
later? Okay. So yeah. It's a 20 setter, so yeah, you're right. Okay.
But Mark Jeweller's on a non-issue, like a filler issue, goes for a lot, let alone having it on a key.
I do love my man thing, Rob, but it's Howard the Duck more so. Yeah, that's the first Howard the Duck. By the way, if you guys don't know, a weird first appearance and a weird place to have the first appearance, but that's where he is.
That was 73.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that would be. No, that goes up in price then, and
so yeah, that goes up to the next tier, which for CGC would be around $27. That's before my discount, and CBCS would be $27.
All right. Now,
Yeah.
do they consider Mark the Jeweler as part of their value process or no? Like, do you know?
If it makes the book more valuable, it makes it more valuable.
Okay.
Now, I don't know.
Also, I know it's not Mark the Jeweler, but there's Roman Curtis calls it Mark. And there's a guy, if you don't know him, YouTube options, funny, great guy named Roman Curtis. And he started calling him Mark the Jeweler, and now I can't stop. So anyway, so
when they do their intake, I don't know how detailed they get. If they'll start if they'll flip like, oh, is this a Mark Jewelers? I don't know if they.
So that's the thing. I don't know if that adds value like in their head or not. And I don't know if there's a value stamp. I think it was too early for the value stamp, John, but I could be wrong. Here's the next one, and again, it's got a stain down here, but otherwise, it's in pretty decent shape. And so it's a direct. It's not a newsstand, but this is actually earlier. So like, I get people get such hard-ons about newsstand in an era where like there actually probably were more newsstands than direct. I think when this came out, but yeah, it would need a like. I think that's the only area I can see where I need to clean is down here, like down. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Is that like dirt or is that ink?
No, and it looks like. I mean, it looks like it might be. It looks like it might be grease. So there's not much you can do with that, right?
Possibly.
Yeah. Again. Yeah. Okay. So, and I'm not trying to put you into absolutes, and I understand every case is different.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of stuff, and like not being able to see it in hand.
Yeah.
Tough. And some stuff is like, gotta try it.
And this does have at least 3 little color breaking ticks, and so I don't know. Is there a set number where it affects the grade, or is it just like? How are they feeling that day, or whether or not the grader got laid?
Well, I do. I mean, no matter what, it's different people doing it. There's going to be some level of subjectivity.
Yeah.
With it, what their strict guidelines are, like they hold pretty close to the chest. We can kind of guess. There's, I don't have that book here. There's a book that's sort of a guide to like this is what's generally accepted for the different grades.
Oh yeah.
It's not. Is that what they go by?
Yeah, sure. You don't really know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one's on the fence. This one's on the fence for me because of that, and because it's also.
I think like that book. I think almost no matter what is worth.
Yeah, I mean, I know I can make a profit on it. That's the thing. So, I don't know. Here's the other one.
But I mean, send it along, and when I get a closer look at it, like I'll guide you like what I think is
sure. Yeah, I mean here's the next one, which has got a crumpled corner and a couple small ticks, but like this is my childhood right here. Let's see if I can. Here, this might help a little bit. Let's see here. No, wrong way. Yeah, I can see along the bottom edge there's a puncture little thing, and then.
That like between his eyes, is that all the way through?
It does. It actually doesn't break color, but it's like it's a pretty bad.
Just a divot.
Pretty bad crunch right here, So.
But that's that white spot between his eyes. What's that?
Oh, you know what? Good question. That I think that's an ink. That's his ink scowl. That's on this one too. So it's the same.
Oh, okay.
It's not an air. It's not a color break. I don't believe. And then there's a couple ticks here and then a couple like small ones, but like
yeah.
This book has been going nuts in value too. So.
Yeah, I mean that corner crunch can be gotten out. I mean,
yeah,
the color breaks are still going to be there, but
sure, yeah.
I've taken out some pretty nasty corner crunches.
Fair enough. This one, it's hard to tell because like right on the the binding. Well, no, there's a scratch down it. Never mind. This one's got a scratch down it by the R in Thundercats. There's a scratch. I don't even see it, but there's a scratch that breaks color. But this is another one I was sort of thinking because it's my childhood again.
Right.
And you guys just let me know in the chat too, like what you're thinking on some of these. like, also, I'm willing to sell some of these too. So, like, if I have to sell them to pay to get the rest done, I'm not above it. I'm not, I might, like, on the auction on Saturday, I've got about on Adrian. Oh, Adrian's having an auction on Saturday, by the way. So on his channel, I have about 24 gold key Star Treks I'll be putting up. So if anyone likes Star Trek, let me know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you have a number 1?
No, the earliest issue I have is 6. I got a mid-grade 6 and then a mid-grade 7. Yeah, I know the number 1's nuts. I mean,
well, I know, but I had to ask. I need one.
And then this one's already been pressed. I know that, but I mean, I'd still have you take a look at it. Sure. Like that Spider-Man booth pressed this one before they sent it out. So.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. That's probably definitely needs to get graded.
Yeah, I mean, but I'd still have you take another look at it and see if it needs any like touch-up cleaning or anything. Because they don't do cleaning; they just press them. Sure. This is another one where I'd have to have you take a look because there's a couple little ticks on it and stuff, but I'm still optimistic it might hit like a 9.4. And like the direct is actually more rare than the newsstand on this one, which people don't know. So
yeah, that's another one of those books that's so hot right now that like even if it was like an 8.0, it's probably worth grading.
Yeah, and it's my favorite character of all time. So
well, then it's definitely worth grading. I mean, if it was just for you, then yeah.
This one. Again, I'd have you take a look and see what your subjective grade beforehand would be, but it's still probably worth it. This is one of the ones that showed up on Comic Tom's stupid list today. That bastard. But not bad. I paid $15 for it, so I can't be that salty.
Oh yeah, that's what Eternity.
It's just the first self-titled issue of Doctor Strange, number 169.
169. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so. It's got some. It's not a perfect book by any means. It's got some issues along the spine here and stuff. And
well, I mean, it's so rich. Like,
but I mean, anything like it could probably stand to use it clean just to brighten it up a bit too, right? And is there like, or is there anything that can be done with age coloration? Or with
that, like if you start getting into actually changing coloration, you're talking restoration.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, so you're just looking for anything that's like. If it's evenly discolored or whatever throughout the whole thing, it's kind of not much you can do. But if there's spots where
if there's things that can be removed,
sure,
you can take care of that.
All right.
So that's the general line between restoration and just pressing cleaning is removing stuff is okay, adding stuff is not.
Now, what about things like this page here that's got a little flip down? I know they subtract for everything, and then it looks like there's these like they call binder grabs or whatever throughout the whole
roller grabs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they subtract for that. I mean, I guess you don't really know, but like,
not they're if anything, not a lot, and I think it's more like it caps it at a certain grade. Like they don't ding it down, but if they have those things, then it can't get past whatever. But it's a pretty high bar. So with what you have, it's probably not going to affect it.
So okay, yeah, fair enough. Rob, okay, Slotted Up said he's going to send in both. Yeah, but Slotted Up, you sent in a blank Avengers versus X-Men. You can't be trusted, sir. Rob, some of the books, you have an idea on grade you're going to hit to make a decision. You're likely to get more for it raw than you would clear after slabbing? Maybe. Yeah, okay, I think I know what you're saying there, Rob. Oh, son of a bitch, I just took a fucking chunk off the cover of this.
That sucks. So we're not doing that one then, right?
That fucking tape. Don't do what I just did, guys.
Oh.
Damn it.
I'm sorry, man. That sucks.
Yeah, look right by his junk. Okay, so I'm not going to take the rest of these out of the bag tonight. Also, that was my first beverage. I'm not by any means, but these are just your thoughts. This is more audience questions here. This is a pretty crispy copy of this. I think it's got room to grow. It's 81, technically first. Was it first Boba? No, is this first Boba Fett in comics? I think it is actually, not in the Treasury edition. So, yeah. And if you want to buy a low grade copy of Doctor Strange, hit me up. And then these two I'm going to send in for sure because I know even if they're going to hit 8.0, they're going to be worth it. And this one's probably going to hit an 8.0.
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
For sure worth it.
Yeah. And then this one, I think is actually a higher grade. And I mean, it's got like 1/8-inch color brick and ticks along it, a couple of them, but this is Star Wars number 2.
Yeah.
And it's underrated, I think. So, oh, first Bubba getting out of the Sarlacc pit. Thanks, Adrian. Yeah. And it's got nice clean corners, fairly bright. The pages are actually kind of bright on the interior too. So there's my list, guys. I can't, like I said, I can't afford all these, especially if I'm having, well, I can now because I don't have this one. Anyone want to buy this? Then it'll help pay for the rest of this shit. Yeah. So, damn it. This is one like he's like, yeah, 40% increase in sales. Mid-grade copies are going for $500 slab this week, and I just
it happens, man.
It's like a little stack of books. And so you said you charge $10 per book to press. Let's see what we're looking at here. 10, 20, 30, 40. Yeah, I got to sell some more stuff.
15 for below for earlier than 1975.
Okay, so I got I think three for below that, and then so I'm looking at 250 without cleaning, and a couple of these need cleaning, so probably 300 cleaning. I've got rough guess of what would need it, and then and that's your fees, and then shipping, and guys, what's that? Sorry.
And then the actual grading itself.
The actual grading and then shipping, and so
it's not a cheap thing.
No, I'm aware, and so that's why I wanted to talk. And I was hoping the audience could give a little bit of guidance too, because some of these, I could do it in tiers. I don't need to do all these right now, but I'm trying to be strategic about it. Like I want to get that Thor God of Thunder in now, because if it takes 6 months to grade and a trailer drops,
right? Yeah, you want that.
So Rob. Painter, John. It was not my tape on the book. I bought the book tape like that. So I appreciate it. Thank you for the very late advice that makes me want to punch my screen right now. But I appreciate it.
So another thing you need to think of if you're going to be doing CGC and you have books that are multiple tiers. One of the other things that I really dislike about CGC.
Oh, they don't ship. You can't. Okay. So I think. Go ahead.
Yeah, each tier is treated as a separate order. So if you have 5 modern books and 5 Silver Age books, they'll be shipped separately, which means you have to pay different full shipping price on each tier
instead of just throwing it all into one box. And what is like a box of what do they charge for like a big box of comics to ship ish?
It depends upon value.
Oh, because for insurance and stuff.
Yeah. The biggest cost on shipping is insurance.
Gotcha. Do they use USPS or do they do UPS? Or
if you want insurance, you do USPS. They'll ship it like FedEx or like UPS, but they won't insure it.
Okay. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah. So it's like when you go to check out for like your shipping options, it's like $20 FedEx, no insurance, or like $300. Like,
wow, Chad, I missed you, sugar booger. Weren't you going to give away a free slab the other night, you jerk? Yes. I like my hat. Plus, I still have hair, you bastard. How's Rockford? You guys get slammed with snow? I hope you did. So, I think my price point will be 4 books for $25, not including shipping. Okay. Yeah. All right. We're not talking competing services in here right now, comics, but I appreciate that. That's awesome. So we're looking at like 300-ish plus 25 to guys. Anyone want a mystery box? Tomorrow night. All right. So 3 inches. Aw, let's stop bragging. I will be putting together a mystery box to help pay for some of this too. So if anybody wants original art, hit me up or let me know. It's going to be, I'm thinking right now, 10 boxes, $250 each with the slab. I think every book's going to have every box is going to have at least one signed slab. And then you're going to pick what you want me to draw. So trying to figure out the logistics of that. So if that's interested, if you have any interest in that, stay tuned. So, because I've got to pay for this somehow. And I'd like to pay for this ahead of time because, now how do they collect funds? Like, I know it's a little bit different if you send them in, you don't pay until they start grading, or how does that work? Or
No, you pay.
Oh, okay. Somebody was saying like you don't pay up front. I don't know.
It depends. Like CBCS, if you do like a pre-screen, they only charge you like the $5, and then if it passes, they charge you in later. And
yeah,
CGC. Yeah, I probably don't watch my bank account as well as I should when it comes to that.
I'm just curious.
Yeah.
No worries, comics. Yeah, no worries. So, yes, I do have sweatshirts for sale too. TaylorWinter.com and T-shirts that say "Don't be a dick," and yeah, other stuff. So, if you do actually like this kind of rambling nonsense of conversation and me wrecking books on camera for you, you want me to light this Doctor Strange on fire? Go buy a hoodie. I'll light it up for you right now.
I might be able to willing to trade some services for some of your T-shirts.
Yeah, we could definitely talk. Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, I know. I'm just talking smack, guys. You guys have any questions for Patrick, or anything else, or any advice for this newbie that's trying to like send stuff in? Yes, Chad. Your wife says hi, Chad. You're a lovely person. How many V17s did you get, Chad? How many are we going to do a box battle? I got 2 that are coming. If you guys don't know Chad RCG, he's a lovable curmudgeon, is the nicest way I can put it. And he actually gives a crap load of charity, which he's like a Santa Claus with an STD. So like he's crusty and cranky, but gives away a whole lot of stuff and does some actual good. And it gives away a whole lot of shit to the community. So, yeah, Slotted, you need a rig shirt because Slotted and I are going to be, well, Slotted's hosting a game show coming up. Titan, you should be on it, Patrick, at some point in the future.
Oh, what's the game show?
Trivia. It's comic book trivia. It'll be multiple choice trivia, I think, is what he's thinking. And
that'll be fun.
Yeah, there'll be prizes. I'm like Ed McMahon. I'm just the useless chubby co-host, you know. So, yeah.
Some may say that's the most important role in
that's my thoughts on the matter. I actually am more Vanna White than anything else.
Ooh, even better.
Yeah. And I'm going to be doing my own kind of thing on my channel too, and you're welcome to be joining that as well. And that's going to be not quite as a much of a production as Slotty's going to do, but mine's going to be basically have two guests on, and they each have a couple of minutes to fight physically for my amusement. No, it'll be who would win in a fight. My nephew kind of thought of it every time I go over at my nephew's house. He's like, "Who would win in a fight?" Because he watches all the old X-Men with his dad and stuff.
Right.
And so I'm like, that's actually not a bad idea. Having grown-up nerds defend their position of who would win in a fight. Moon Knight versus Batman, or whatever. So
I remember I worked in a comic shop years and years ago, and those are the kind of discussions that we'd have. It was just super fun.
Yeah, and I think it'd be fun to have people on here, and like all you guys in the chat are welcome too. Like Chad, you should come on my game show. It'll be fun. You can I mean, you have to actually read comics and not just like sell them for profit, though. I don't know if you. Yeah. What else? What am I not asking? Like, is there anything I should know? Like that I can't remember that I didn't remember to ask about this kind of stuff.
I don't know. I think the number one, I'm not going to say mistake, but the number one shock that people have when doing this for the first time is the sticker shock of shipping.
Oh, okay.
Like, do not underestimate what that is going to cost. Like, especially, and I mean, I'll have people that message me and it's like, "Hey, I have this 1 or 2 books that I want done." Like, okay, but it's gonna cost like $50 to do 2 books and shipping alone.
Okay, gotcha.
Right? So bulk as much as you possibly can.
Gotcha. And so that's why we were talking ahead of time too about like. No, the comics, we're all good. Yeah, get your own thing started, man. I don't blame you. Everyone's got to do the hustle. And Titan was saying you can watch videos on this channel. He's got. Yeah,
man. I have no problem. Like I love talking to the community and sharing with like tips and stuff like that. Like I'm. This isn't like my full-time gig or anything like that. That's going to make or break me. I do it for fun. And if people can do it on their own, go ahead and do it. But I'm here for those that don't want to do that or run the risk.
Yeah. CGC does lots of 25. Is that correct according to Comic Hunter?
25 is the minimum for a pre-screen.
Okay.
For a tier at CGC.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want to get stuff pre-screened, and see, and their thing too is if you have 25 books, you've met the pre-screen. They all have to be the exact same pre-screen. Like they all have to be 9/8 or 9/6 or
Gotcha.
whatever. You can't mix and match.
Is that at both companies or just CGC?
CBCS lets you can send in one book to CBCS and you can have a pre-screen for whatever you want.
All right. So okay, guys, everyone in the chat, I think, buys and sells comics, right? What are your impressions as far as like value? Do you think CBCS has caught up yet, or do you think CGC is still the way to go? Because like right now, I'm leaning towards like mailing these out as many as I can afford, and saying, "Hey, send them all to CBCS," because I think their quality is about there. And like I think I could defend a sale, and I could have different pre-screen set up for them. I could have I could throw in a signed book if I really wanted to. I could have Patrick friend Max sign a comic and send it in.
So I gotta go let my dog out.
Yeah.
Be right back.
So, yeah, comic, and I was wondering if you think that's still the case, or if I'm not doing PGX comics tomorrow. Yeah, well, I know CGC's had the long history of being regarded as the most valuable way to go, and I just wonder, what's up, Eric? You're kind of meeting the tail end of it all, but yeah, I'm just wondering, like, if you think, like, if you were to buy a comic, yeah, thanks, Adrian. Like, would you consider CBCS less valuable if you're buying a comic? I guess is probably the way I'm asking this. Like, if you look at a comic and you have like two in front of you. Like, would you say, "Oh, I'm taking the CGC for sure," or, yeah, I know a lot of people don't like the new slabs. I actually kind of don't mind the new slabs for CBCS. I know it's all personal choice. Personally, I think all slab comics are kind of a little ugly, like a little bit. Like there's not, and I think they should come up with some kind of slab that actually offers like UV protection or some reason other than just encasing them to do it, but. Like, because none of them do, as far as I know, and like, you could do it like a window pane and have it like with argon and an inert argon gas layer or something. I don't know. Like, there just seems like they're missing some kind of opportunity for real high end nerds to like really protect their shit, because they're not really. All they're saying is like, if you drop the slab will protect it. That's all. That's all. Like slabs are, and you can resell them for a lot more. And I'm a dirty whore, but.
My thought on that, like, I understand that people, if you want to resell, CGC seems to be the way to go, but the only reason that is because that's the way it is. Like,
yeah,
the only reason that people say like I prefer CGC because they're worth more is because the community says CGC is worth more. It's not really for any reason. There's some personal preference in there, but when you ask like, well, what makes CGC itself as a product better? I don't think that there's a good argument.
Yeah, that's like I've heard arguably that CBCS has a better product.
I would agree with that. That's why I personally do CBCS for my personal collection, because I think it's a better product. But the market says that CGC is worth more, but it's self-fulfilling, right? CGC.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I was asking the crowd if they still thought that was the case. Like, if you had two of these sitting in front of you, would it matter if it was a CBCS case or a CGC case? Like, or do you just automatically say, "Oh, nope, it's CGC 9.0. It's worth more than a CBCS 9.0." I don't like, if it was PGX. I definitely take off a whack for PGX. Like, maybe it's just a mental thing, but like, if I see a PGX slab, I'm like, I'm not paying that. That's what a CGC is worth, But for CBCS nowadays, I'm like, yeah, okay. If I'm looking for something for my collection, I don't consider it a knock.
No,
CBCS. So
no, and actually, it's kind of better because I'll go look for CBCS because I know people out there aren't going to pay as much for it, and I'll get it for cheaper.
That's true. Yeah. Although I was looking before we did all this, and the Star Wars #1 on eBay, the highest that I could find recently sold of a 9.8. I mean, I know I'm not going to hit a 9.8. I just kind of use that as the gold standard. Yeah. Was a CBCS, not CGC. So. It was by like a lot, and that could be a fluke too, and that could also. I know you could game eBay too, so I don't always trust it. Like, sure. Like it was an outlier price, and some of those outlier prices, I think people just have a buddy do just to like set it so they can turn around and redo it, like. But I know that like there's a lot of things like heritage auctions. Yeah, don't trust heritage auction prices. You can have insiders bid on shit for you. Like there's a lot of gaming that goes on in the auction world. If you listen to a guy, what's his name? He did the Ed Pisker. If you watch a couple of his like cartoonist kayfabe videos, he'll get into it now and again about how like people have asked him to help game the system on his own art to like have a growing value and stuff. So it's kind of interesting to listen to. And I know it happens all the way across the board. Like if you believe, the I don't know if you're the fine art world where Banksy had the auction piece that like destroyed itself as soon as somebody bought it. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Sotheby's had to be in on that. They're not hanging something this fucking thick with like a mechanical thing that needed to be plugged in or battery operated. Regardless, they're not hanging a piece on a wall in an auction this thick without knowing every single inch of that damn thing.
Right. Yeah.
We all knew that piece was, and I'm sure the buyer knew that piece was going to start destroying itself, and they would just catch it before it hit the bottom because then it's worth 45 times as much as it, So,
right.
And it's all there's a lot. And I know it's a weird tangent. I know it's at the level we're playing at. It really doesn't matter. But like, there's a lot of price gaming that does, I think, go on in all this stuff. So,
yeah, I believe it.
Especially for a commodity, it's only worth what people think it's worth.
Exactly. That's the whole thing. Like the only reason the stuff is going up is because we decided that it's going up. Like
okay, so Ramon, actually, you do prefer CGC. Okay. Like, I've heard such horror stories of like people sending shit in for CGC and having like literally like curly hairs in between in the slab and stuff. And like as far as I know, like the new CBCS slabs don't have any Newton ring problems either, do they? Is that just a CGC?
I haven't seen any.
Yeah, so
I prefer them better. I prefer those slabs better.
Yeah, see the cards and games, I have no clue. Comic book human, but it's good to hear because like it's not my wheelhouse. I never gave a rat's ass about cards growing up, and I'm too old to care now. and like games, we played our video games, like.
Oh, that doesn't matter. Like some of those old, like I sold my NES collection a while back to a former student of mine, and some of that stuff was worth a lot. I held on to my Mega Man collection because Mega Man was my boy.
Yeah.
But then I recently looked up the value of Mega Man games, and it might be time to sell because it's bananas.
That's a Mega Man?
What?
Yeah. I never played that one either. But Metroid was my jam, and like some of those are
Metroid.
Yeah. Or Bionic Commando. I think I'm the only one that liked that game, but that's all right.
It was tough.
Yeah, that's what I liked. Or Rhygar. Did you play Rhygar? That was another underrated.
I never played it. I know of it, but I never played it. One of the things that actually got me my teaching job back when is I made a history of video games course.
Oh, nice.
Which was a lot of fun.
Now was that for credit for like? Could people take that? Nice.
Yep.
What kind of? I wanted to go do that. I mean, I went to art school. What am I saying? So, all right. One more question for you. Like, what is your turnaround time for like before you get to send it in for like a stack? Like, say that I mean, is that like 20-ish books?
Right. I mean,
if you're backed up, I mean, I just estimate long. I mean, like I just that's
yeah. Well, that one big order I sent in was. I kind of slowed down because I had gotten backed up for a while.
Yeah.
So I slowed, like I kind of stopped a little bit just so I could get caught up. So now I'm to the point where I am kind of caught up. So it shouldn't be too long. Something like 20 books. I don't know. I could probably get out in a couple weeks.
Nice. Okay. Cool. 6 to 8 current comic book human. See, you should use Titan. He just had a couple weeks. So. Yeah, I know comics. We were sort of talking about that, but like Titan was saying, I think that maybe I can't remember if we were live or not, but like you said, CBCS is backed up right now too, right? They're
as far as I know CGC is backed up. I know they're super backed up. CBCS, it's hard to like I can't remember the last order I had in. Let me see when they received that. Let's see. Yeah, they received an order on December 29th, and it's still in the processing step. So they're backed up too.
Okay.
They're both pretty backed up.
Yeah, you were a PGX lover for a bit, Rob. Yeah, you said you QC issues affecting about 10% of the submissions. Yeah, that's not a good ratio. That's not.
That's a pretty bad ratio.
Yeah, you send in quite a bit, don't you, Rob? Like I know you. I've seen your giant wall O slabs. No craft beer. Titan can correct you on that one. Apparently, CBCS you can send in like one book and they'll pre-screen it.
Yep, you can.
And you can set different levels, right? You can be like so. I mean, as soon as you set in one book, you can say like, I want this one to be 9.8.
Sure, yeah, you can set in 5 books and have them all be different pre-screen levels.
God.
Yeah, but it's got to be 20. Like, and I don't understand how they stay that way.
Yeah.
Like when CBCS is out there doing like you don't have a minimum. You can do it whatever tier that you want, and CGC is still like, nope, got to have 25. It's got to be the same. We're going to charge you separate shipping for every individual tier. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like it seems like they're just pushing people to CBCS.
Rob said he's done 400 books in the past year. That's a lot of books, sir. And Eric the Red asks, is it normal to get a 9.8 CGC book but clearly see flaws?
It depends what the flaw is. If it's like very clear, like a printing flaw, then at 9.8, it may not be deducted. It may cap it at 9.8, but it depends.
Not to bring up potentially bad history, but the first video I ever watched of Titan, so you were opening a certain Instagrammer's mystery box.
Okay.
And,
sure.
And you had a 9.8 where there was clearly not a 9.8 X-Men #1 in there.
It happens.
But they still labeled it.
Not X-Men #1, X-Men #1. Let's be clear.
No, yeah,
the
Jim Lee X-Men #1.
Yeah.
If you had the original X-Men #1 in a 9.8, you should retire.
Yeah. Little dog, you're like, that sucks, but okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was dog-eared inside the case, but it was still slabbed in 9.8. So that was a mistake that CGC made in slabbing, and whoever submitted it didn't catch it or care enough to say, hey, or maybe they did, and CGC is like, we don't care. It is what it is.
Well, I know, like I saw somebody unboxing like the ASM 55, that black cover, and they're allowing color rubs and still getting 9.8s. So.
Yeah, that's another thing I like better about CBCS. Again, I think they're a little more stricter on that. So like when I get a CBCS 9.8, I believe it's a 9.8. When I get a CGC 9.8, I don't.
Yeah, craft beer. See, I didn't know that either. And that, like, I'm heavily leaning towards CBCS with all this, just because it's like, well, I think the market either has come close to catching up or will catch up on prices for most of this stuff. And I'm also not high enough volume for it to really affect a ton of it. You know, like if I put it, I'm pretty confident if I put up like a high grade Star Wars #2 on eBay, even if it's CBCS, I'm pretty sure I can sell it. You know, like I'm not, and for real close, if not equal to the CGC price. I mean, I might be nuts, but I'm pretty confident. Or I know I can sell it like to a community, like a YouTube community, you know, or somebody that knows their shit a little bit more than like or a little less douchey than the eBay buyers.
It might take you a little bit more time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Find the person that is caught up and is fine with CBCS.
Yeah, like I've got a Michael Turner book that I'm tempted to send in to, and it have to be CBCS because it's sketched and remarked by Michael Turner, and turns out he's dead. So yeah,
not making any more of those.
No, so unless I want the green label, it's gonna have to be CBCS. So, but and I think it's worth that one might be worth it as well. But like, and that I'd have to talk to you. And you don't have to do it on camera, but like something like that, you know, it's probably an $800 book with his signature on it, and so that adds a fair amount to the price of slabbing it, right? Or like, when does it really become like exorbitant? Like, when does it become like when does it become like, oh, this book better be damn well worth it? Like,
let's see. Well, so
oh, thanks, Eric. Appreciate it.
So you'd probably be in the for CBCS, you'd be in the 2-day modern tier. That'd be $36 plus 25 for the signature.
Oh, really? That's not bad.
You're not, yeah.
Okay.
Like it doesn't start getting crazy. CBCS, let's see, at around 2,600 is when they start doing it by percent of market value.
Okay, and I don't think nothing I have here is a $2,600. Well, the Star Wars #1 doubtful, but it could hit it, but it's doubtful. So
well, and this is the value of it, like not slabbed, right? It's the value of it as it sits.
Oh, okay. So then, really? Okay. See, that's also good to know. All right. See, I didn't know that. Like, I didn't know when the value determination happened. So that's
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Comics 9.6 CGC signature sign Superman 123. The original run of Superman, like the Golden Age, or is that early Silver? Like, what are you talking as far as that goes? So second print, you got to be talking newer then. Okay, yeah, because I don't think there were second prints of the original Superman 123, were there? I doubt it.
No, they were not doing second prints.
Yeah, that's awesome. Who signed it? Comics, just out of curiosity. Okay, Prescreen is nice if you don't think a book needs a press. Can save you that $10 press. In my opinion, in my opinion, otherwise it can be a value thing because 9 point is often much more value. See, yeah, I know what you're saying, Comic Hunter. I would hazard a guess that like Patrick could say, but please correct me if I'm wrong. That like you would say almost every modern book would benefit from a press, right? Yeah.
With rare exception, like if it's there's some books that when you have like your prestige format, like the newer modern prestige format,
or like the cardboard covers or whatever, yeah.
A lot of those, like you just don't need to because they don't get that sort of waviness or whatever.
Yeah.
But I have two rules in life. I have two rules in life. One, never split tens. Two, always press.
Oh, I thought it was never follow a stoner to a second location.
I'll do that whenever.
All right, yeah, all right.
That doesn't bother me.
Yeah. There's some books that like what about like foil covers or lenticulars? Like some of those are they non-pressable, or is it just not going to benefit a whole lot?
Foil,
or am I nuts?
Like your like true foil stuff. Not the foil, but the normal foils are fine.
Okay.
Like your it's the God, what is it called? Like what X-Men Alpha was.
I don't remember that one, but
where it was a different kind of cover, and things like lenticulars are fine. You can do things like Venom Lethal Protector 1 that has that shiny.
Oh, okay.
You can do that.
Anything embossed or debossed, you probably can't do much with because that'll fuck with the emboss. All right.
You got to be careful.
Yeah,
you got to be careful. It's not impossible, but you can't put a lot of pressure on it because of that. So you might not be able to get out the actual defects.
Sure. Rob says, my last book of 30 books to PGX were pre-screened for pressing. None of them were deemed needing a press, and 25 came back at 9.8.
Well, yeah, but PGX said that. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Rob, if you send him to the Taylor and Titan grading service, we'll do the same thing for you.
I know like everyone has their opinion. That's fine, but
yeah,
like I've seen plenty of people. Like I think Very Gary had a video where he sent the same book in like to all different services and broke the case every time. And CGC and CBCS were like 6.65, and PGX was like 8.5.
Yeah, I saw that video. It's worth watching. So.
And I have a PGX. I have one PGX, and it's an 8.5. That book is not a fucking 8.5.
Yeah. That's awesome.
No way.
Yeah. That's awesome. Comics of Tomorrow. That's awesome. The Rubenstein, whatever. The blue suit. That's kind of where I stopped reading a lot of comics, that era. The Death of Superman. But all right, I paused. How about that? One of the books that probably will be for sale when I get it back. Oh, where the hell is whatever. This one. Star Wars #1. Or raffle or something, because I have a beast of a book that I won. But I have 9.2 of it already. So, and this is probably not going to hit that. It might, but it's a 9.2 signed by everybody and their mother. So like I don't need 2 copies of it. I just this one might be used to pay for the rest of the bunch retroactively. How about that? Yeah.
So sometimes
you're interested,
you want, but you can't afford to keep. It's like,
yeah, I mean, I would love to have like same with the like I have a 9.6 I have a 9.6 signed 337 Thor 337. What's up, Hidden? So like, and that's one of the older ones where it's signed on the inside cover by Simonson, and I actually kind of prefer that, like, because it doesn't mar the cover at all. It's I might get it re-slabbed because it's a CBCS red label, which the red just glares.
The red is disgusting.
Yeah, it is. But
I don't know why they ever even thought about doing that.
Well, like, okay, if I send that, here's a question: if I send that in to get re-slabbed, will they regrade it? No, they'll just crack it and
they'll crack it, and if there is anything they see on it that they think would bump the grade down, they would potentially bump the grade down.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So like if something happened to it in the case.
Gotcha.
Right. Like that X-Men 9.8. Like if I sent that in to be reslabbed,
they would definitely not.
Yeah. Because it's not.
Yeah.
Or if like, if it was sitting, if it was stored incorrectly and now there's rust on the staples.
Sure. Okay.
From when they first graded it. So it's possible, but it's rare.
What's up, Hidden Gem? Welcome. Craft Beer Comics. All right. Question for Titan. I have a Star Wars Heir to the Empire 1 at a 7.5. I have heard that the book is not pressable due to the cover material. Is that true?
I am not actually familiar with that book. I have not felt that material.
It's a Dark Horse. It's the Dark Horse era from like the. I mean, as far as I know, there's nothing special about the printing process or the cover of that one, but I could be nuts.
I haven't. That is actually a book that has not crossed my path, so I can't answer that for you. I'm not sure.
Well, if I win one, I have a Star Wars box coming in theory from Kentucky Keys. I'll let you know. So
yeah.
I have another book. Okay, I'm feeling much. Okay, I'm still salty that I fucked up my part of my language. Whatever, I'm not monetized, but the Doctor Strange has kind of killed me a little that I did that. But I did buy it's on its way, but I think the snowstorm might have slowed it down. Journey into Mystery number 89. That's like 7th appearance of Thor. I like Thor much better than Doctor Strange anyways. So I'll probably send it over to you too. Like so that's my replacement for the one I just jacked up. I mean, it might be a low grade, but I still want you to take a look at it and see what you think.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to Silver Age stuff, like even low grade stuff is worth.
It is. And it's a cool. It's a cool old Kirby cover of it, and like even like a 2.5 is a $400 book. So
yeah. Well, I mean, I've had a customer like they sent in something that like they thought it was going to be a 0.5, and they wanted to send it in because they loved the book and they wanted it, to present and preserve and things like that.
Yeah, I hear you, comics. What I'm like I buy a whole lot and like flip things for a minimal profit on eBay, but and do some on the YouTube auctions and stuff. I kind of did the same thing. I took a break for a lot of years, and then like everybody else, I was bored during COVID, and it's like, oh, maybe I should try and recapture my lost youth because I'm a middle-aged man and cry a lot. Yeah.
Welcome to the club.
There you go. I like that glass. You got the smoky top glass too. You got to do the split finger Vulcan drinking method.
I'm not quite that fancy.
There you go. That's not. Yeah. Then you got to like smoke a cigar and like, yeah. Don't smoke around my no.
Don't worry.
No, I'm not. I know you am I worried about it. So when in question, don't do it.
When in question, do research.
Yeah. Hidden likes your
someone has done it.
Yeah. Hidden likes your skateboards as well. If you guys should go follow Hidden Gem. He's a young gentleman. He does a lot of art stuff, and he's like the Benjamin Button of comic book tastes. He likes like silver and bronze age stuff, but given like his age and disposition, he should be liking everything new and modern. So, yeah. I know a lot of people that like got into it again in the past year, and I think that's why the market's gone fucking bananas.
Yep,
like everyone's stuck at home and there's nothing to do, and you can't go to can't even go to a restaurant. So like,
right, well, that the expendable income is building up. Like, well, I might as well try to recapture my youth.
Yeah, exactly. Buy a comic I'll never read. Like, you know, okay. Again, tangent. We're definitely to the tangent part of the night, but and I know you have issues or had issues. I hope they resolve it. But you know, a lot of people give Nerdy Girl some crap about not reading comics, but like, all right, listen, you sons of bitches. None of you read these. If they're graded, you're not reading them, and like you're not like they're locked in plastic.
Yeah.
So unless you're saying you have had this book raw and read it raw, you might want to lay off her. Just on that topic, I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, I'll say, like, most of the stuff that I have graded, it's stuff that I've had graded myself, so I did read it before I had it.
Yeah.
Or I have it in reprints.
Yeah.
And so I've read it. I haven't read that copy.
Yes.
But and think what you want about Nerdy Girl. I think that's her business, right?
It is.
It's
I've not personally interacted with her, so I don't want to knock her on any. But
sure.
like, I think it's unfair to knock on the not reading thing when like
right.
Because like
you can knock her for plenty of things, but I don't think that's one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I have never opened. I've read this. I've read a reprint, but I've never opened this copy because you know, like I don't want to like grub it all up, and so, and it was a raffle win, which we can argue about raffle some other night too. But
yeah,
you know.
Well, it's
What's
like
up, Houdat? What's up, Slim?
You're in real estate, right?
Yeah.
Well, did you live in all the houses that you've sold?
Yeah. I mean, no. I need plausible deniability on how to a lot of issues. Yeah.
I say that's not a valid.
No, it's not. But I mean, I just know like especially males can get snippy in this community, and it's super annoying on some reasons. Like,
yeah,
like it's not a closed club, guys. The more people that we welcome in, the better. And
exactly.
Yeah. Graded, yes. Use CGC to flip or PC, CBCS for PC. So okay, yeah, Houdat, you do quite a bit of sales now. With like, and press using a private presser at the end. Like, if you're buying something, Houdat, will you pay less if it's CBCS, or like will you not pay the same amount, knowing it's like knowing you can get it at a premium, or does like would you pay less for this book, CBCS or CGC, like, or it does not matter as long as it's a good grade to you? That's that. I'm trying to figure out the right way to phrase it. So. Yeah, I get that. I get that, Will. But like, these are the same people that like are going bananas over trading cards where there's nothing to them other than the art on the outside. You know, so like, okay, fair enough. Okay, got you. So that thanks for that, Houdat. I appreciate that. That answers my question. So, but like, you can have you can find value in just the cover and just the appearance of the book. And so I get what you're saying, Will, and I get that too. I mean, I love reading comics. By the way, tomorrow I have a advanced review of Beckstar #1 on my channel. Check it out. I mean, I got to do this because I had no friends as a kid. I used to read comics, and you know, now I have no friends, and I have friends on the internet. And I read comics, but like, I don't read every comic. Nobody I know reads every comic they collect. Like, right. I know you. Well, like for instance, Will, like I know you're trying to get the entire run of Thor. Have you read all of them? I don't know. I'm not, you know, like, because if you have, you read some really bad comics in the middle there. But
to be fair, like I'm working on a full run of Amazing Spider-Man, and it is I will have them all read by.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things like I want to start getting an omnibuses and stuff because like just to read a lot of them, but like, you know, like I too am also I'm sure behind Will, but I want a full run of the original Thor. I think it'd be fantastic. I might stop after Walt Simonson because after that I just don't care. I just don't like. I don't need the Eric Masterson Sun Thunder Strike with a weird little club and the armpits and the.
Or do you need it the most, Taylor?
I mean, I do. That's like, yeah. Trying to get the full hidden. That's an impressive run. The Hulk run's an impressive run to get too. Yeah.
I think that once I finish Spider-Man and maybe Submariner, I might go for Hulk. I have a good chunk of it. But that'd be a fun run to have. I did want to go back to something that Houdat like.
Yeah.
So he said use CGC to flip and CBCS for PC and use a private presser. I'm 100 like I'm the exact same way.
Yeah.
At CBCS I do private. Flipping stuff, I do CGC because the market has decided that's the way to go. I hate that that's the way to go. I would rather do everything CBCS.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I do think the market is starting to turn just from like the anecdotal things I've witnessed and the fact that Houdat, and people like and everyone that have pulled in the chat informally is like, oh, I don't care. I'll buy CBCS, and I think it's good that mindset is starting to grow because that'll help things.
I think if you pull people and that do this sort of stuff for not necessarily like a full living, but like I know like Dad is very successful in his flipping and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I've been pressing for a while, and I have I would say a very significant collection. But like people like that, they are saying CBCS is better.
Yeah, and C Slim just said CGC the Star Wars 1, it'll get better value. Maybe. Like, and I know where you're coming from on that, but like, let's say I threw this up for a raffle, Slim. And I know you may not be a raffler, but I don't think the raffle community is really going to care that much if it's CBCS or CGC. Like they'll care about the grade. Now, if it's PGX, I think that's a different story, or EGS, I think that's a different story. I think those two have a bad enough rap, especially the EGS cases where you can just open them. I'm like, oh, like, but and hidden, a slab's a slab to some extent. I think more people are coming around to that sort of mindset.
And then all the people that say, like Slim, like better value than why does CGC have better value than CBCS? The only reason that CGC has a better value than CBCS is because CGC has a better value than CBCS. There's no real actual reason for it.
Yeah,
everyone keeps repeating that.
And they're the most complained about company I've seen online too. At the same point, so it's like, maybe I'll be the one to break it, guys. You can help me buy a sweatshirt.
I have faith in you.
Yeah. Somebody said, hang on, a Garbage Pail Kids Adam Bomb card just sold for $30K. I had that card as a kid, I think.
Wow.
I think everybody did. And see, I would rather spend money on a Garbage Pail Kids card than a Pokemon card. I just never played Pokemon, but I'm not belittling anyone their hobby. I'm not trying to yuck your young, guys. This wasn't what I was into. Like, but I was just trying to use the card example of something that like, what's the playable game like Pokemon? You know, like the intrinsic value is just whatever you want it to be, and like the visual value is there, regardless of whether or not you open this book, which you're probably not going to. So,
it's just like magic cards too. That whole card thing. Yeah, it's like the whole market's fake.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's more fake than Bitcoin, and that's or Dogecoin, and that's saying something. Yeah. Titan sent my Hulk 180. Star Wars 1 and X-Men 101 to CBCS for me. My personal preference because they're PC books. Well, that's good, John. Well, yeah, CGC has a better value because they're that's yeah. Yeah.
But I think that's just part of the problem, right? It's like
again, but I don't.
It's not, or CGC isn't in any way better. I would argue that they're worse.
And to bring that back to like, okay, you asked about real estate and stuff, and Magic the Gathering. I tried it once; it was way too complex for me. But let's say this is a house. I don't need to sell this house to 400 fucking people. I just need to sell it to one person. So like, I can sell a house to one person, whether or not it has like a brown roof or a red roof, and that's kind of that's my thought process of CBCS versus CGC right now. I don't need to be the mass market. I can like individually like okay, and I can sit on it. It might take me an extra week. I might have to have an extra open house, but I can still sell this. You know, like I know it's not a perfect analogy, but like I can get it done. So, and especially because most of the people in here are saying, "Oh, for my personal collection, I buy this." Well, okay then. Then I think there's enough that I think the market is going to shift, and it has started to shift, and I think there's probably enough power.
It's the gap is closing, and once it has, then I think people will just finally be like, you know what, it's fine. Either way is fine. CBCS is preferred.
Well, I think that the fact that a lot of people are sending signed books into CBCS is really helping.
Well, yeah, like at that point you don't have a choice, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you do. You just green or yellow. Really, it's still a fake. I mean, it's not. Your choice is just a color choice, really.
And but green says it's like
I know. I did again, but yeah, it's still,
cover. Like, well,
we're all still when we're still attaching fake value to everything. It's still like that's the only real. But yeah, I do think like I probably, unless I've not heard a super compelling argument, although other than people saying no, CGC is worth more, which maybe I'm probably just gonna send all these to CBCS because fuck it. Like that's I don't want to split them up if I don't have to. I'd like the option of like saying I will, if this comes back at 7.5, don't grade it or whatever. But if this comes back at 9.4, don't grade it. Like I like that flexibility.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I can still sell the Ultimate Fallout 4. Like if it's a hot book, it'll be a hot book.
Right. And you won't have to pay for multiple tiers of shipping.
Yeah. So
yeah, Professor, get what you like. I totally understand. I'm not saying that everyone should just buy CBCS. Get what you like, but when it comes to value,
yeah,
they should be seen as the same.
I will do my part, people. I will put my money where my mouth is, and I'm going to take that gamble. Again, I can't take this gamble all right now, unless everybody buys a hoodie for me tonight. If all 22 of you buy a hoodie, then I can send these all in tomorrow. So
Who Dat's already buying your Ultimate Fallout.
Who Dat? I'm going to get it graded first. That one I kind of want to see what it comes back at. I want to see what Titan can do with the crease in the middle that he saw, because I'm really curious on that one. So we will chat, sir. But it is going to get graded first, and it'll be a CBCS. So CGC doesn't use gloves. Now, do you know this hidden, or is that a thing? Like. Or are you just talking smack? Because I appreciate the smack talk. Okay, and Rob does use all of them. Yeah, Rob, like 74 CBC, 191 PGX, and 240. That's all. Yeah, you probably CBCS. Yes, okay. Well, we've gotten to the quality point of the chat, folks. Yeah, Rob, you probably do. Yeah, you probably are the only person I know that. You're definitely the only person I know that has used PGX for anything. So you have and you also don't tend to sell your comics. So, or you don't sell you won't sell me your Star Wars 42 is what I mean. So, yeah, thanks, your dad. That's all right. You can just rig a raffle win for me and it'll balance out. How about that? Kidding.
Yeah, Professor Comics made a good point before he retracted it. Oh, there it is. He had a misspelling. CBCS gives you free graders notes. CGC, you got to pay for them.
CGC. Yeah, see, and also, okay, say what you want about me, but I voted for Ralph Nader back in the day. I realize there's a screw up, but I have that streak in me where I'm like, I'm going for the little guy.
Sure, yeah, no, I understand.
I did not vote for what's this, Gary Johnson, because the guy's batshit crazy, and I knew that election mattered too damn much. But just saying, like I have that tendency to go for the underdog, and like CBCS is the underdog, and yeah, they're not as dumb and under. Okay, PGX is Gary Johnson. Underdog. PGX is Gary Johnson. I'm not that stupid. And then, we're tying back to obscure politics now. PGX is Ross Perot. for your old people. Oh
man,
yeah,
that was a good time for Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, it was.
Like, oh my God, we have endless content.
You had Dana Carey that could do every impression ever too. Yeah, so. Yeah, that the free graders notes are nice. People in the comment, they'll be oh, if you watch on YouTube, a person who works for is that had a field. You know what, Hidden? Maybe that's okay. Yeah, okay. Hidden said he watched on YouTube a person who works for CGC graded comic and had a field section of the paper. Underdog CBCS owned by Big Dog Beckett. Yeah. There's no real underdog. I get that, who that, but
the underdog of the market. I don't understand. Like, I understand wanting to feel the texture of the paper for some things, but you can still do that through, like, if you got like a saran wrap or something, even like as a thin thing that wouldn't leave fingerprints, you can still. Like I wear gloves when I do stuff, and I can still feel some texture.
A condom's a condom. No substitute for raw dog in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Underdog, the raw dog. There we go. You want to start our own grading company, Patrick? We call it Raw Dog Grading.
What else would we grade? What else would we call it?
Yeah. You guys all want in? You can be shareholders. We'll start our own. We'll start our own eCoin too.
Yeah, just start setting up now. We promise that we'll make it.
And our crypto is going to be. We're going to set the price point of the crypto based on the value of Ultimate Fallout 4.
That's the starting price for one.
Yeah, for one raw dog coin.
One raw Doge coin.
Yeah.
Raw Doge coin. Whatever.
Actually, is there a crypto related to comic books? I'm not that's semi like I wouldn't be surprised if there is, because like the weird I mean honestly, like you guys all know we're just playing the stock market with these books. It's the same damn shit. It's just
right.
Like all this stuff, this weird speculation that's been going on the past year. It's the same as buying a stock in Tesla. It's just like
yeah.
And so I would not be surprised if like somebody came up with like a comic coin. Although yeah. Hey, you're in software or you have programming.
Yeah. If you could mine for comic coins by just reading comics, shit.
It'd be like, okay, I don't know how old you are, but like when I was a kid, you used to be able to read books and get personal pan pizzas from Pizza Hut.
Hells yeah. Book it.
Same idea. Now it's just a comic coin.
Yeah. Oh man, I love Book It.
Yeah. Yeah. Or we can have our own Scholastic book club. I don't know what really tie in. But
I saw a meme the other day that was like, I'll forever be chasing the high that I experienced from a Scholastic book fair. It's like there was nothing better than a Scholastic book fair at school.
The Columbia House, like getting 12 CDs for a penny comes close.
It's close. It's not.
Yeah. Hey, Adrian, you probably know Elon Musk. You know everybody. Hit him up and see if he wants to like sponsor a comic coin. Condom Man is real. Yes, yeah. Scholastic book fair. Hidden, you're like, I'm not going to out your age on this, but is that still a thing? Because it should be. McDonald's pizza was gross, Eric, and you should be shamed for even mentioning it. Not real. Don't Google it. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, all right. It's been decided. We've covered everything worthwhile tonight. Also, don't ever drink Uncle Nearest and try and open comic books out of a bag. So don't get it twisted. I'm still putting this damn thing up on eBay.
Well, I mean, yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'm just not bothering to grade it anymore. And again, I bought it for $15.
You're fine.
Yeah. I'll tell you in private chat who I bought it from, which might amuse you even more. So check the private chat. Well, I can't even do it. Never mind. I can't do the private chat right now. Never. I'll tell you afterwards. So, I know you know who it is. So like that's why I think you might be amused by it if I tell you.
Gotcha.
It's somebody that definitely should have sold it to me for a couple hundred more. So take a guess and we'll compare notes. I'm not being a dick. I'm just being a private dick. I'm a private.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
We'll do a double business. We'll do grading and private detective work.
Dr. Strange, pay you $40. We'll talk. Well, I don't know if you were watching. I tried putting the book back in. And I caught the tape, and I gave him a nice fleck on the crotch there. So we might be talking on that one. I'll trade you for your Young Avengers #1. You got like 4 billion of those still, don't you?
Seems like a good trade.
Yeah. Well, guys, I can do this all night, but I don't know. Like, anyone else have anything worthwhile to say in the chat? Thank you, Houdat. I appreciate it. It was in the original bag I bought it in. It was the first time I took it out of the bag, and I was trying to put it back in the bag, and it caught. I shouldn't just left it unbagged until I could have a chance to rebag it. But
it was the whiskey. It was the Fairchilds or whatever.
It was the half shot I did before yeah. Nice. Good luck, Hayden. You'll have to make a video about it, and I'll watch that for sure. Amazing Spider-Man #4. Oh, the silk one. Okay, gotcha. I know. It was a moment. I was on video. These things happen. Top pick for tomorrow. I have not even really looked at what's coming out tomorrow. I just kind of go and I wing it, honestly. Comic Hunter. I'll have my review video up when I've read them all. I'm the guy that like I see a lot of videos that are like, here's what I picked up. I don't. No offense, everybody does it. I think it's great and it's awesome. I just don't give a shit. So like, if you're seeing what I have in front of me, I'll have read it and I'll let you know what I thought about it. So it'll be Thursday before I get to that. But like,
that being said, if anyone out there is interested in what I'm getting, I do that exact same thing that Taylor said every week.
Yeah, there you go. So go watch Patrick.
I will have a video up tomorrow about what I bought tomorrow.
Yeah. Last Ronin, yeah, that's probably a good choice. Who Dad? I mean, probably not the best writing choice. No offense, but yeah, that's probably a good top pick for tomorrow, value wise. So, I can't help it. If you're like, I have opinions, people, and you need to hear my opinions. You don't really. There's a reason my subscriber count has not grown in about a month and a half because when I say don't be a dick, it's like do as I say, not as I say.
Yeah.
So.
Your shirt doesn't say, I'm not a dick.
Yeah, it just says you shouldn't be.
You
guys should be better than I am. So, haha number 2 actually is a legit choice. Unless you're just laughing at me, Eric, in which case, fuck you. So, like, I'm getting haha. I'm trying to get A and the B cover at least. That's another one I might get slabbed. Okay, there's a couple I did not show tonight that I might get slabbed that I think will hold their value or have a chance. Haha, I don't know if it'll hold its value, but it's a gamble. Because it's a 6-issue mini about clowns, which are just terrifying.
Yeah.
And I do with Jenny Frison. No, you know what? I saw it. It's got a color break, so I'm not sending it in. Jenny Frison, Something That's Killed the Children, number 1. So I'm not. Adrian APM has a video where it's like mystery boxes and the evolution of people that buy mystery boxes where they think they know what they're doing. If you had one about grading, I'm getting to the part where I'm now an infant. Where before I was like, oh, it looks great. And so like I was buying all this shit off of eBay and like I bought Something That's Killed the Children, number 1. I'm like, oh, perfect. Because I was just looking at the corners and the general thing.
Yeah.
Got a color break and tick that I like saw like within 2 seconds today. I was like, so
I'll tell you, that's the hardest part of what I do is how I have to break hearts. When someone gives me a book to look over and they're like, what do you think it is? Like I give a guess and I start pointing out all like, oh, I didn't see that. Oh, I didn't see that. Like, sorry. Like it's hard. It's hard. It hurts. I hate doing it.
Yeah,
like,
but it's better
your thing that you thought was a 9.8 is like an 8.
I want your brutally honest opinion about why everything I'm sending you sucks because I'd rather hear it first.
Yeah.
You know. King of Black 4 comes out. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, King of Black 4 is going to be a fun read. King of Black's been a fun read thus far. I have faith in it to be a fun read. I don't think that series is going to hold its value for more than a hot minute. By the way, if anyone wants like 25 covers of number 1, I'll sell them to you for $25. It's like a bucket.
Nothing groundbreaking has happened in it. Like it's any of those series where it's all like, yeah, all this amazing stuff happens, but it gets reverted. Like,
yeah, I mean, well, that's one of my buddies who's Canadian. Take it for what it's worth. Loves Venom. He's all salty. Spoilers, guys. They killed Eddie Brock, but he's still alive in fucking limbo. So chill out. But anyways,
right.
He's super mad about it. I'm like, he'll be back. It's
right. That's how it works.
There's a movie coming out. He'll be back.
Before, right? Yeah. Captain America's a Nazi. He's not.
I bought these. I can tell you where to get there. I bought these. They're 80s overstock, and I bought them off an Etsy store for like $30. So I will send you the link if you remind me. Oh, I'm not saying. Okay. First of all, you guys have warmer weather than America, right? Well, I'm the U.S. I'm not calling you part of America. And you also have universal health care and for some reason milk in a bag. But two of those, the warm weather and the
I'll take
and the universal health care, I'll definitely take. So
milk in a bag just seems hard to store.
I don't know. Maybe it's not anymore, but last time I was there, it was been a long time. So,
like, do you put like soda in a bag? Like what? I don't know.
I don't know. It's Canada. It's Canada. They're all weird up there.
They
have loonies and toonies and
I know.
And like their greatest like cuisine contribution is poutine, but that is delicious. It's like gravy and tea.
It's their one thing, but that one thing is
pretty damn good. Yeah. Wait, do Canadians have anything else that's just Canadian food wise? Oh, ketchup chips. Yeah, okay. Touche. I was just going to ask that. You beat me too. Here's the thing, though. Ketchup on its own, kind of gross. It's just tomato with sugar. I said it. Now, you put it on a chip.
Well, I mean, it's like fries with ketchup, right? So the potato with
It's
ketchup.
not bad, yeah. But fries and mayonnaise are better.
I agree.
Yeah.
Except
oil and vinegar.
For your arteries.
Who here owns a pooter? A what now?
Like,
is that like one of those sex toys you can like bang when no one is around? Oh yeah. Said you got ripped in half. Yeah. Yeah, they should have done a homage to the Hobgoblin cover with Century getting ripped in half. That would have been a good one. And see, yeah, again, Rob, I like the mustard-based barbecue sauces too. Like
also in macaroni and cheese. You can put ketchup and macaroni and cheese. That's good.
Okay. Titan says that because he's 12, but
mentally, I will not argue with you.
Fair enough. You're fired. Don't make me correct your spelling of the word "you're" there, Rob, because I will do it in a hot goddamn minute. I'm the son of 2 teachers, you son of a bitch. Well, I pour more Uncle Nearest. Brought to you by 1884's shittiest whiskey. 1884's only whiskey, by the way, I think. But okay, comics. What is a pooter?
Yeah, we need to decide if this video is going to get banned or not.
Is it I mean, it might be. Is it a whoopee cushion? Because then yes. Is it a fake vagina? Also yes. It's not.
Like anything that could possibly be the answer is yes.
Yeah. Is it a vehicle for chocolate pudding? No. Jamie, I'm not taking a shot, but I will take a pull. So I do actually have to work tomorrow and go read comics for my reviews. And I get cranky when I'm hungover, so you don't like if you want me to hate every comic. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so it's a whoopee cushion. Okay.
Yeah, whoopee cushion. Yeah.
Okay. Kids these days. Back in my days, we just did it's a fancy balloon, dude.
Oh, is that what Canadians call whoopee cushions?
Oh yeah, it's a whoopee cushion. It's a whoopee cushion. Google whoopee cushion comics. You're at work already? Cheers, sir. Yeah, okay. Here's my problem. Like, I don't tend to like think of like hot comics to pick up. I really don't, unless like I'm trying to avoid the FOMO. That's hard to do in comics. I'm well aware.
Really hard right now.
It's the entire industry is based around FOMO, but like, and the books I read, it's rubber. It sounds like a fart. It's a whoopee cushion. Anyways, but like. My problem is the books I like to read are not worth a damn thing monetarily. They're just tend not to be. Like,
yeah,
Spy Island was great. It's worth like 4 cents. Red Mother, 5 cents. You know, like
yeah.
the indie comics I like, unless they happen to get picked up for a movie, aren't worth a damn thing. So like for me to like, and they're the ones I like reading the most. So like I have these 2 different categories, and I will buy comics to flip them. Don't get me wrong. Like I'll buy the ASM 55s all day long and sell them at a markup because I am a dirty whore. But it's not my favorite comic. It's not my hot pick of the week. It's just something I know people spend money on.
Right. Well, you have to divide yourself, right? You have the books I'm buying for me. Here's extra stuff I'll buy because I think it's going to be hot and I want to flip it. But my priority is always for like I'm a comic lover. I love comics. That's why I'm here. That's why I do this, is because I love to read and collect comics for myself. If a chance comes up where I can make some additional money on it, then fine. But my priority will always be like it's my primary hobby.
Yeah,
I'm gonna that comes first.
Yeah, like I mean, there's some comics eventually I probably will flip like for a boatload of cash when I need it. Like, watch my video on that Spider-Man booth for more. Like, you know, it's like I won like a $4,000 comic, and I don't have any love for it, but I'll sell it for $6 if somebody wants it for $6 because I'm, you know, I can use to buy comics I really give a shit about. Like,
yeah. Well, that's it. I think of all the stuff that I buy that you think might be worth something, and then how many of them don't, compared to those that do. Like, are you even really making anything?
Yeah. and it's also, but I also, you know, like I also come at it from like I make art comics. I come from an art background, and so art's worth whatever people pay for it. And it's the weird nature of it. My favorite art is from friends of mine usually because it has an emotional attachment and stuff, and I like what they do, and I want to support them. Not worth a damn thing monetarily, but like emotionally, and like to me, it's priceless. So, and comics, like if they're attached with a memory to me, they tend to mean a lot more. Or you know, if they're a good read, they mean like of this stack that I just showed. The two comics that like mean the most to me are, hang on, I'll get there. 3. I'll give you 3. 4.
Oh no, the whole thing. It's all boring. It's all boring.
No. Oh, well, that's which is the good thing. Like, but like this comic made me realize that like comics can be literature, and the comics can be fantastic, and comics can be great, and I love it. I have one gifted to me by Slotted Up, and so I'm going to keep that one no matter what. And this one might get resold for money because like I don't need it at 9.8. I have the gift that was one of my first AOKs, which is fantastic.
That's a great AOK.
Yeah, and so this one I like, but I greatly love this comic. This comic just reminds me of cartoons as a kid, and I love Bill Sienkiewicz. And like this cover is better than anything on the interior art-wise, I think, personally. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
And I just love it. I like the Howard the Duck movie. I like
I love that movie.
I like dumbass characters. Howard the Duck and Peter Porker are stupid characters, but I love them both. And I like this comic then, thus far, because like I love that movie. I love the bad humor. It's nothing about it should be worth, but there's like duck tits. Who doesn't like?
Right. What's this? Like, I remember I watched that so many times when I was younger, so I can still watch it now.
Yeah, I mean, Leah Thompson looks sad through the entire movie, and it's awesome. And then the first movie I ever saw, that I remember seeing in a theater, was in a drive-in movie with theater with my dad, and it was Star Wars 1, or you know, Star Wars. Not calling it A New Hope because there was no. It was Star Wars. It was just Star Wars. You young sons of bitches. It was Star Wars. Luke. Han didn't shoot first. Han's the only motherfucker that shot. He didn't shoot. Like Star Wars. And then I saw Conan the Barbarian was the second movie in the double feature. So like I don't have that book yet. I'm gonna get that book. But like because it's tied to memory for me, that's why they're worth something. It's not like otherwise I want a good read. And so the new ones, if they're a good read, they'll have some value to me that for that reason alone. If not, I'm gonna flip them.
Yeah, I understand. Like, and with my personal collection, I think I don't want to say this without sounding like an asshole.
But you have some bangers though, like really influential comics. I saw you talk about like I watched your talk about Fantastic Four #1. Everybody, guys, sub to Titan Comics, and you should go watch that video about why he picked up Titan. I mean, like your points were fantastic, and I don't want to step all over you. So like,
yeah, well, yeah, and I get stuff because I love it. I love the history. I read damn near. I collect a lot of runs because I just like reading the stuff. Like, I love it. And in this, especially lately, and I understand it's part of the pandemic and all of that. I just feel that there's too much focus on money, on value. For better or worse, right? Like, and do I make money off of comics? Yes, I do. But the only reason I started doing this is so I could pay for more comics. Like, it's not to pay my bills or whatever. It's like I'm not making money just to make money. I make money because I love comics so much, and I want to read in the history.
Comics are such a weird art form.
Yeah,
because like it takes like, I mean, there are comics that are solo endeavors. Like they're like the one person creations, but like they're like movies in the fact that like it takes everybody working together for them to be art.
Yeah, right.
Like
and the more unsung heroes too, like your letterers and your colorers. I mean, colors more than letterers, but like even letterers, you can see it's like you can if you see bad lettering and you notice it.
Yeah, watch my video.
Lettering, a great letterer.
Yeah, I mean, you don't. That's the problem. If lettering is good, you don't notice it.
Right. Exactly. Sorry, John, you can't have it. It makes if I remove that one, it breaks the perfect rectangle. Like, what am I gonna do?
You're gonna have to buy like the Silver Surfer board with Mobius or something. So
no, I can't have any of them.
By the way, like and again, like some of the weird thing about the comic industry, some of the most influential people that made stuff, their books aren't worth that much, which is just baffling to me. Like, unless you get a first print 9.8, like Robert Crumb's books aren't worth very much.
Right.
And
it's great stuff.
Yeah, and Morbius's books, or Gerard or Harvey, whatever. They're not Mobius. I mess up his name. Well, like his art's one of the best I've ever seen. And like his Inkle and his they're just not worth a ton unless you get like the original. Like,
right. I mean, for what they are and what they represent, they should be worth more, but they're not mainstream and people don't know about it. And it's good and bad, right? Because here I am complaining about there's too much focus on value and price, but at the same time, it's like, well, if that's what is the gauge of what the intrinsic value or just the general value of a book is, then yeah, it should be worth more.
Well, I'm guessing you got Fantastic Four #1 at a decent price, right?
I thought it was. I mean,
sure. Yeah, it'll probably go. I mean, I know you didn't buy it as just a strict investment. It'll probably go up though. Like,
oh, I'm sure it will, but
yeah.
I don't have plans of selling it in my lifetime. Because I love the book, and like you said in my video, like it's arguably the most important. Like that. Well, I mean, it's that between that and the Amazing Fantasy 15.
Yeah,
are probably close the most historically significant books in my collection.
Yeah,
I would argue that the Fantastic Four 1 is probably more significant than the AF-15.
I could you could probably argue either side of that, but like, yeah, I give it to you. I don't have either of those, like, so, but I mean, yeah, like, well, I mean, which came first? AF-15? AF-15 was first, right? Yeah.
No. FF1 was first.
Was it first? Really? Let's see.
Yeah. Did you watch my video?
I got the cliff notes.
Okay. FF1
Alphanir 1884. Yeah. So
FF1 was the first Marvel book. It was the first book with a Marvel published by Marvel.
Oh, see, yeah, that's okay. But yeah, then yes, I could. You definitely. Now, who has the better Rogues Gallery is debatable, but like,
I'm not going to debate who's the better character
and who's more influential. Who had more cultural influence?
Oh, Spider-Man for sure.
Yeah,
but like Fantastic Four is what started
Marvel. Yeah,
like the superhero, the real, the what we think of as superheroes today.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, I mean, obviously not the first superhero, but what really started? Like, it was the beginning of the
well, because I mean, you can give Stan Lee as much shit as you want, but like before Marvel's, like most of the characters DC had and like Golden Era and the Timeless before that, they're all pretty flawless. Like they weren't like the idea of a character flaw wasn't really a thing until the 60s, and so.
Yeah. And I would argue that DC even today they still
haven't figured that shit out. Yeah.
Yeah. They haven't figured out be a human first and a hero second.
Yeah, that's hence why you can watch Small Town's video where I'm on it, but like Cliff Notes, Superman's boring.
Superman is boring. I started this conversation with John Robb today. He was saying he's on a Superman kick, and I'm like, I've tried so many times to get into Superman, but it's not interesting. He's just not.
Well, I could say like Marvel. Some of Marvel's characters still have the flaw, but like they've kind of lost sight of some of that too. Like some of their newer characters just don't have like the humanity that some of the older ones do.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think you need dead parents to have humanity or dead uncle or any of that. But like,
no, but I mean, you need something that's relatable.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, and I don't relate to dead parents, thankfully, but I can relate to the idea of dead parents. Like, yeah, that would suck. Yeah.
Sorry, comics. Like, I'm going to disagree with you on that. Superman. I like the Christopher Reeve movies, but like, as a character.
Well, 1 and 2 anyway.
Yeah, even like 4, 3, 4, whatever. As a character, he just bores me. Like, they had to build in new weaknesses for him, like magic and stuff. But a weakness is not a character flaw either. Like,
Right.
a weakness is just something that can beat him. Like,
Well, also, I freaking hate this. Superman's weakness is not magic. He is as susceptible to magic as everyone else.
Okay, fair enough.
Like, I would say, oh, my weakness is bullets. Well, yes, bullets hurt me because they're freaking bullets.
All right, see, you guys can all come on my new show. It's soon to be coming. Who would win in a fight?
Yeah. It's. I mean, it's parsing language, but I will give it. I'll give one thing to Bendis for Superman is that revealing his identity was interesting.
I've not read his run on there, so
don't. It's awful because Bendis is Bendis, and Bendis was great in the 2000s, the early the knots or whatever.
Yeah,
Avengers. I could not deal with him. I could not deal with all his words. It was the worst. But he revealed Superman revealed his identity, and it was the first thing that's been done with Superman since Action Comics 1.
Fair enough. So, okay, do you have any Grails you're chasing yet this year that you'd like to get, or do you do the annual Grail chase, or just whenever you can get them?
It's mostly when I feel like I haven't gotten anything in a while. Okay. Like, you know what? I feel like I haven't got anything. I want to. So I'm 6 issues away from my run of Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh.
So I would like to probably not finish it, but maybe get 1 or 2 of those.
I'm guessing you're missing some of the earlier ones, the pricey ones, or am I nuts?
You might be surprised. I need a 3, a 5, and an 8. I think that are the only ones I need of pre-10. But I need like a 44. It's like the second appearance of Lizard. It's like a random.
Oh, gotcha.
Haven't come across it. So I mean, I would like to get either a 3 or a 5, and then maybe one of the other ones.
Yeah.
Kind of get that moving on.
Nice.
I don't think there's any real big keys that I'm looking for though. What about you?
I mean, my dream key that I'm probably not gonna be able to afford for unless things go wildly different in my life right now is Journey of Mystery 83. But a more attainable key, but still getting pricey, is Werewolf by Night 32. I'd like the first Moon Knight. So
yeah, that is a good book.
Yeah, it's just like Moon Knight's a wacko, and I just like I like the character. So yeah,
great.
My greatest adventure number 80 is probably the most attainable one I'm going to get hopefully this year, and that's first Doom Patrol.
Okay,
I think they're underrated and like just man, they're weird and like
right. Yeah.
So,
shit, what was I going to say? I was going to say something about Werewolf by Night. And what did you say after Werewolf by Night?
Oh, I don't know. I say a lot of shit.
That's true.
Rewind.
So Werewolf by Night, that's one of those that I saw. Like I'd wanted that for a long time too. Oh, because I literally just finished reading the first volume of Moon Knight, which if you can, I know it's not easy anymore, but if you can read that, holy shit, that's so good.
Oh yeah, there's an Omni that covers a lot of it out that just came out. So
is there?
Yeah.
Okay. But if you can read that, like I understand individual issues are getting tough now, but it's like my favorite series of all time is Alan Moore Swamp Thing. Like is the best read in comics, period.
Oh yeah, and gorgeous. I mean, Bernie writes in there.
I'm putting volume 1 of Moon Knight up there. Like it is dark, it is gritty.
Yeah,
it's street level. It's like some of the shots you get of Moon Knight, like some of oh god, it's amazing.
That's worse than Kevich cut his teeth. And
it's so beautiful. But that I always in a lot of my videos I bring up Moon Knight 32 or not Moon Knight, Werewolf by Night 32 because it's such an interesting study of like that book should not cost as much as it does. Like, I'm sorry, I love Moon Knight, but there's no reason for that book to cost as much as it does. Even years ago, like when I got it, I was probably like 3-4 years ago, maybe 5. I don't know. I felt bad paying what I did for it, but it was like, I love, like, Moon Knight's my second favorite Marvel character. Like, I need to have it because I love him so much. I shouldn't be paying this much for it. But now, compared to what it was then when I bought it 5 years ago to what it, like, I got lucky.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. Missed some of the chat. Good night, Eric. Good night, Comic Hunter. Yeah, Daredevil is a good one, too. I like Daredevil. Daredevil is one of my favorite Marvel, like, street-level heroes, too.
Yeah.
And most of the Daredevil runs are good. That's like,
I'd be hard pressed to name a Daredevil run that I didn't like.
Yeah, even the Bendis run, which is Bendis, but like,
sure,
yeah, the Zdarsky run is one of my favorite new, like, current.
So good.
Yeah, like it's getting a little goofy right now, but he's also had a tie into King in Black, and
right, yeah, that's not his fault.
Yeah, so. Oh, DNA, yeah, I mean, he's a human. Comics, just never mind. Like, we're talking about change DNA. They're getting okay. Let the chat be the chat. Yeah. Your Werewolf by Night probably shouldn't, but there's the series is coming. There's still no direct thing that Oscar Isaac's going to be in it, but like that's the thing. So
well, that's the problem, right? Like the spec for Werewolf by Night 32 about it being a Netflix show, it came out when Daredevil was. It was like, well, Moon Knight's sort of the same level as Daredevil. Maybe he'll be put in a Netflix series.
Oh no, Feige announced it. He announced it. He announced. Well, no, he announced it at the big Disney Con where he announced all the other stuff coming.
Yeah,
he says, and Moon Knight's coming in its own series, but he didn't say anything else. So that was at the very end.
Mm.
So now, I mean, I get it makes a little bit more sense. I don't know how they're gonna bring him in or who's playing him, but he is coming in the series.
Right, but it seems like it's gone. But I mean, before that though, like when was that? When was that announced?
Oh, it was like the beginning of the year or end of last year.
Okay, yeah. So I'm saying,
like,
when Daredevil first came out of the show, people were like, Moon Knight is this sort of level hero. They might make a show, so it bumped up, and then these and nothing ever got confirmed.
Yeah,
but
night, Rob.
Every time, have a good night, Rob. Every time another rumor came out, it would bump up, but never went back down when the rumor was proven false. Like, so it just kept building on itself. Yeah. Which, like, that's not how that should work.
No, I mean, well, there's still like the Dr. Aphra is probably the most recent example of that. There's been nothing, not a peep that she's coming anywhere, but like,
right.
Or no, Strange Academy is another good one. Like,
yeah,
there's been no indication they're going to do. I mean, they will. They're not stupid. They're gonna both are probably going to come, but something but yeah, you're right. There's been nothing thus far for them to be that crazily expected. I mean, Moon Knight for sure until very recently.
Right.
So. Also, Moon Knight's never been that popular.
No. I'm glad he's getting recognition, like, because he should get recognition.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I already have everything that I need of his.
Yeah. I'm working on it.
Because, well, I would like a World Knight hero.
But yeah, like, the spec market amuses me. Now the Bendis Malieve like cover or whatever that series is all of a sudden specking. I get it, FOMO. I get all this stuff, but like, if you guys will give me the chance, I will sell you all this shit way overpriced because I'm a hurler. Like, if I have it, and I don't think it's gonna last,
right? Yeah, if you don't think it's gonna last, then sell it and buy it again when it's cooled down.
Yeah, or stuff that like, what was that movie that came out last year with Charlize Theron, based on a comic where they can't die, Old Guard.
Oh yeah.
That book spiked, and like, here's the thing: it's spiked. The movie's okay. It's never gonna, like, people are still paying they were paying $100 that first issue. I'm like, guys, not everything's gonna last. Like, not most of the shit's not gonna stick.
Right. Well, it's not like it was gonna be an ongoing movie franchise.
No, even if, like, let's say the hottest like indie one I can think of, like something that's killing the children. Even if they make that a series, there's about a 75% chance it'll suck as a TV series.
It's possible.
Yeah.
some of that stuff is weird too, because like,
I love Moon Knight, Jamie. That's not the point. It's just kind of like the weird spec market of.
Oh yeah, no one's dissing on Moon Knight. Like I said, Moon Knight, my second favorite Marvel character.
Behind who's your first?
Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, my first Ray Bill.
Yeah.
No reason to be my first, but it's just kind of such a goofy character and such shoulder pads, 80s, and I love Walt Simonson's art and stuff. So,
like, I have a huge love for Aquaman, and I'm like, well, I mean, shit, man.
Nice, there you go.
Not the movie. The movie was garbage, but I love Aquaman the character. No one cares about Aquaman. But yeah, Moon Knight is definitely no one's dissing on Moon Knight here, Jamie.
Yeah. Oh, my DC my DC's like love is like John Constantine #1.
Oh yeah.
And probably Mr. Miracle #2. So like
well, anything Fourth World, like all that Kirby Fourth World stuff.
Yeah, just batshit, psychedelically weird, and Kirby's stuff is not worth anywhere near what it should be for the most part.
Oh no. Like, and I love that. Like I have like my Commandy. I love Commandy.
Oh yeah.
No one cares. Yeah, but it's fun stuff. Like you don't have to be like superpowered and living in the superhero universe. There's so much good, even at like Marvel and DC. There's so much great stuff that doesn't really take place in their main universes, but it's under their label.
Oh yeah,
this from the 70s, 80s. There's so much good stuff, but people don't hear about it. They don't see them pop up in a Avengers book or whatever. So they don't care.
The 70s weird space sci-fi opera that I'm thinking of. Yeah, there's a lot, especially what was it called? It doesn't matter. I'll think of it. Adam Warlock.
Are you thinking Star Hunters?
No, but that's not bad either. Can't think of what is it. Jim Starlin, who I'm thinking of. He was on Epic, but I think he had a series on Marvel first, but I can't think of what it was. So, but I mean, there's so many underrated. Like Steve Rude, Steve's Nexus. Like, I don't know if you ever read it. Like,
I haven't read it.
Okay, you know who he is, all right. He's his art is fucking amazing. He's a student of Alex Toth, and like Toth stuff that you can also buy for like dirt cheap, which is criminally insane. I mean, the guy did Space Ghost, guys.
Oh,
and, and then Steve Rude has this whole thing that's been in production label forever, but like Nexus, great art, great series, great weird sci-fi space opera. You can buy his first appearance for like $7. You know, like Adam Warlock, yeah, he was hot for like a hot minute there at the end of right when Guardians 2 came out, but yeah, he's cooled down a lot, and like I don't know if he's coming. I know he's
definitely teased.
He's teased, but I think if Marvel was going to do him, I think they would have snuck him in before Thanos. But maybe I'm nuts. Maybe he's still coming. But like the Adam Warlock Thanos thing was the big thing. So,
but what was in what movie did the teaser show his cocoon?
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Guardians 2.
Yeah.
Well, also if you don't think that Warlock gets much credit, you haven't read much 90s stuff because you could not get out of Warlock in the 90s.
You know who doesn't get much credit is Longshot. That guy never took off. But he was lucky. There's too many lucky. Domino. They all had the same powers.
Yeah, Black Cat.
Yeah,
it's such a. I don't know. That's not a. It's a power I wouldn't mind having, but as far as a hero is concerned, it's not super interesting. Like, when's the last time you've read anything with Black Cat where it's like, ooh, that was my luck power? Like,
yeah, I don't think they played it. They really play it down. Now she's just the same as Catwoman, which is just kind of dull. So, also, I'm going on a limb. Here's where I'm going to lose all 8 of you that are still watching. Batman is kind of boring, and he has been for about 15 years.
Wow, hot take.
Yeah. Okay. Miller made not just Miller, but like the dark and gritty Batman was interesting, and now he's just like they just haven't done much with him. That I think is that there's only so much you can do with him, and. Batman, Cloud Hunter has potential. That new not whatever, but like they're gonna fuck it up. I
really like Cloud Hunter. I think he has potential to be really, really cool.
Yeah, but it's also James Tynion who Ghostmaker, Punchline.
Yeah,
they all fit into the dullest thing ever. So we'll see.
Batman is one of those characters where the interestingness of his book is pretty dependent upon what's going on around him.
Yeah,
his villains and all that.
Yeah, I mean, same as like I like Nick Spencer, but like the Spider-Man lately has been just such hot block garbage.
Spider-Man has not been great. It makes me very sad.
Which is sad because like did you ever read the Superior Foes of Spider-Man?
Yes.
I love that. It was entertaining, it was lighthearted, it was hilarious. That would make a good series.
Yeah.
But
well, I don't know what he's trying to do. I feel like he saw what Cage was doing with Venom and creating like this really big story centered around like one badass villain, and he was trying to do that with Amazing Spider-Man around.
He made it so boring and weird and a thing, and
but he just keeps going anyway,
and then just keeps creeping or maybe it's him, or I don't know if it's him or if it's the editorial staff at Marvel that keeps like 58 A B C D E like just give me the next goddamn issue of Spider-Man. Don't make it a weird side thing, you stupid like.
Yeah. The last remains thing, like 58 LR.
Yeah.
20 or whatever it was. 52.
Yeah, and also Kindred just kind of sucked as a villain. It's like
but they won't let it go. Like it's like I feel that Spencer thinks that's his null. Like, sorry, man.
No, Spencer hasn't been relevant since he made everybody hate him for Captain America. But like, which was interesting. It was at least interesting when he did that. But
yeah.
I don't know that. I mean, I there was rumors that I don't think they're true, but I think that there was rumors that Cates is taking over Spider-Man. I think that'd be great because I think Cates.
I mean, he's got to be going somewhere, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I think I would. Somebody else said Fantastic Four, which I don't think Slot's going anywhere off that. Which
I'm fine with that. I like Fantastic Four.
I really don't hate it. I don't know. I know you like Slot on Spider-Man. I hate it, but like him on Fantastic Four, I don't mind, which is weird. So.
And the Fantastic Four is one of those books I keep. Not only do I like it, but I keep getting it because I'm afraid that if I stop reading it, they'll cancel it because I don't think.
Yeah, you're
like no one. That's always been one of my things. Is like no one cares about Fantastic Four.
Well, thanks, Comic Hunter. Appreciate you stopping by.
Thanks, man.
John Robb, Superman is greater than Bat. Well, power-wise, but character-wise, no, sir.
Yeah, John, I love you, man, but you are like objectively wrong.
Yeah, I mean they've both been boring as shit, but also like Batman has a better rogues gallery by far too.
Yeah,
but you're right. Your Batman's dependent on what's going on around him because.
Well, yeah, it's all about like it's because his villains are so good.
Yeah,
and maybe it's not Batman's fault. It's the fault of his villains being too good. They overshadow.
Yeah, although and Batman can get real creepy if you get the Robin. If you really think too hard about the Robin stuff, and like
that is true.
Yeah,
let's just slap on these tights. Yeah. Put on the Speedo and run around with me.
Yeah, you 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a gymnast?
Ooh.
Are you?
Bendy.
Fucking terrifying. All right, I think we might have exhausted our audience. What do you think, Patrick?
Yeah, we're down to
eight whole people. Jamie, you're right. Like the Joker might be one of the greatest villains of all comics. I'm not arguing that. Like
he's designed to be great. He's designed to be anything he needs to be.
Yeah. Batman's character is, you're hidden. Batman, like we sort of touched on this before he got here, but like Batman at least has flaws. But I think people are starting to realize, especially in the modern era, that like Bruce Wayne could do a whole lot more good than Batman. Like
yeah, for sure. Like you take all that money and like put it into programs or start your own. But I mean, that wouldn't be as super interesting as a comic to read, I suppose.
No, it really wouldn't. Be like, oh, okay, we all have healthcare. It's like Canada. It's boring, but it's okay. Yeah, Adam. I love Adam West Batman. Some days it's hard to get rid of a bomb, but Good night, Ramon. Thank you. Thanks for watching the rambling thus far. I really appreciate it. Hopefully, answer some of your questions about an hour or two ago about comic pressing and the cleaning and all that. If you have any more, hit up Patrick at Titan Comics. Follow his YouTube, which I'm pretty sure I put the link down below.
Yeah. Follow me YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all that. If you have any questions, hit me up on Facebook or Instagram. But be sure to follow me on YouTube. I'll say this: if you follow me on YouTube, I can't promise that I'll make you more attractive, but I will promise it won't make you more ugly.
There you go. And he's putting out a video tomorrow about what books he bought.
And the Taylor is not going to watch.
I am definitely not. All right, you got any last words for the audience?
No, not really. I would say, like, everyone here loves comics. Like, do what you do for comics. Do it for what you love. If you love the flipping, do that. If you love the collecting, do that. If you love the reading, do that. Don't let anyone else tell you what valid collecting is. It's a great hobby. There's so many great people in here, and there's so many facets to it. It's an awesome community. Just keep it up. Just keep doing what you love.
Okay, that's way too long to put on a t-shirt, but yeah.
I mean, it's really small print.
Yeah, really. Yeah. No, there you go. If you want people to stare at your chest, your ample man bosoms, because statistically, my audience is 100% male and middle-aged. You can write that on your chest. All right. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. And as always, just don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Yeah. There you go.